Let me share my screen. So yesterday we stopped here, right? This is where we stopped yesterday. So we are going to take it up from here today. We are going to take it up from here today, right? So we are supposed to move to the having clause, group by, right? So let's do, before we move to the group by and the having, group by, order by, before we move there, let's do two things. Let's do two things. We are going to do number one, the in statement, and number two, we are going to do the like statement. So now, let's talk about the in statement. In statement is used to select multiple items. Now, if you remember yesterday when we were dealing with select, we use and, we use or rather, right? So let me quickly rerun this code, choose my database and select all. Now, in a situation whereby they ask you to select all the customer that comes from multiple countries. So let's say they gave us something like this. Are you all here with me? Are you all here with me? So they gave us Saudi Arabia. Are you here with me? Yes or no? Is there anybody here? We have 30 people and nobody is responding. All right, Miss Laura, good evening. All right, they said we should select Saudi Arabia, Canada, right? USA, that is three countries. Let's do Brazil, right? Comma again. Let's see, China. Let's do China, right? So let's say they ask us to select all this one. So we can't actually be using, or these are how many countries? One, two, three, four, five. Five countries, right? If we say we should be writing it like this, it's going to work, right? It's going to work, but we are going to write a very long line of code, right? We are going to run a very long line of code. So what we're going to do here is we are going to use the in statement. So in statement help us to select multiple items in a row, in a column, right? In statement just work for a single column. So if I do select all, let's just say we want to select the customer's name and the gender. Customer underscore name. Then we also want to select the gender. So, okay, let's select the gender and also the country. We also want to select the country, right? So let's type in our country here. So we want to select this for from our data frame, our data sets, which is retail, right? From retail, where country, like, oh, sorry, in, where country in. So now we can now pass in all the countries that they asked us to select. So the very first country is Saudi Arabia, right? So I'm going to select Saudi Arabia in a quote. So Saudi Arabia, then Canada, Canada, put it in a quote. USA, also in a quote. USA also in a quote. USA also in a quote. USA also in a quote, right? Then, which other country? Brazil and China. You can see this one is very, very easier to do, right? So this one is very, very easier to do. Do we understand this? It's so easy to do it like this. And you can also add multiple columns. You can say, and also gender is equals to, let's say, male. Gender is equals to male. Now let's run this code and see. This gives me only male that come from all these country, right? Are you together with me? Do you understand this? That is the in statement. So we use it to select multiple items in a column, in a specific column. Do we understand this, or you want me to retake it again? All right. So that is the use of the in keyword. That is the use of in keyword. Now, what if they ask us to select? So let's say select all the countries, that their name starts with, let's say, letter C. Letter C, right? All the people that their name starts with, all the country that their name starts with letter C. That is what they ask us to select now. That's when we use the like statement. That's when we use the like statement. So here, I can say select, let's select the same information. Let's select this now, the same information. Select this from retail, where country like, now, like we'll now put a quote. So what do we want? We want C to start the word. Do you remember when we did check? Do you remember when we did check under this one? When we're talking about something like this, with this something like check, whereby we are using it to check for an information, and we use something like, we use the like statement, right? We also use the like statement in the select statement. So where country like C. So if I do like C, this is going to give me all the countries that they have letter C in their name, right? So if I'm to run it like this, now you can see it does not actually give me anything, right? But now what should happen? I need the country that their name starts with letter C. So if I put letter C, then percentage in front of it, right? Percentage in front of it. So letter C, then we put percentage in front of it. So this one means that, okay, the name must start with letter C, but we don't care about every other thing that follows it. The name must start with letter C, right? But we don't care about every other thing that follows it. So now let's run this, and you can see this gives me all the ones that their names start with letter C, whereby we have Canada, China, right? Those are the two countries, right? Those are the two countries that their names start with letter C. Are we on the same page on this? Are we on the same page? All right. Now, we can also say country that have a particular letter within their name. So let's say company that have letter S within their name. their name. Company that have letter S within their name. So remember, if you remember, check also, I can also okay percentage S. So that is, we don't care about what is at the beginning, we don't care about what is at the end, but letter S must be part of their name. So it can actually start it can be in the middle, it can be at the end. But what we are telling SQL is letter S must be part of their name, right? So if I'm to run this now, this gives me all the people that their name that has letter S in their name. Do you get it? This gives me all the country that there is letter S in their name, right? You can even say it to a point that, okay, we want just SA. So all the people that they are, all the countries that have letter S and A, right? S and A. So if I'm to run this gives me the people that, the country that have letter S and A. So the two must follow each other. Do we understand this? Do we all understand this? Yes or no? All right. Now, we can also use it to deal with dates. Now, for those of you that your date is not correct yet, right? We will still talk more about data cleaning next week, whereby we are going to talk about dates, right? So that selects all the sales in, let's check the year. Let's select all from retail and check the year. Oh, sorry. Let me just close this code here and run it. So if we check, we have 2014, 2010, 2015, 2000 and okay, it's from 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? So now let's say they ask us to select all the sales that occur in 2012, all the sales transaction in 2013. Let's see if we have 2013. What is the difference between country that start with S and the country that... Now, if you look at this, country that start with S, if you want country that start with S, you don't need to put this percentage at the back, right? So the moment we put this percentage at the back, we are basically telling SQL that S can actually start, or SA rather, can actually start, or it can be within what we are doing, within the name of the country, right? But the moment you remove the percentage here, you are basically telling SQL that, okay, well, give me all the one that their names start with S and A. If you look at this now, USA will not be here. It's only Saudi Arabia. But because if I put, the moment I put the percentage sign here, right, then run, you can now see the name will change. So basically, I'm telling SQL that, okay, percentage, this percentage that something can be in front, something can be at the back, but SA must be part of what you want, what the name of the country. Do you understand? SA must be part of the name of the country. So it can either start it can be in the middle, it can be at the end. Do you understand? So, but what we are telling SQL that we actually don't know the position, right? So percentage means something can be in the back, something can be in front, right? And but SA must be part of it. All right. So now let's quickly deal with it. So we need all the sales in 2013. Let's see if we have 2013. So select country, gender. Let's put, do we have date also? Let me just select all down here. Select all from retail. Select all from retail, then run. Now, what is the date? Order date. All right. So let's put our order underscore date right here. Order date. Now, where order dates, because where order dates like, so we need the year. So it's the year that actually started. So we are going to say 2013, right? Then we'll put percentage sign here. That is, in the year 2013, we don't care about the month, we don't care about the date, right? So we don't care about the month, we don't care about the day. So just give me just 2013, all the sales in that particular year, in 2013. That is what I want. All the sales in 2013. So let's run this. And as you can see, it's going to give me the year only, 2013. These are all the sales that occur in 2013. As you can see, there's nothing like 2014, 2015, 2010 or something. The only thing that we have here is just 2013. Do we understand this? Do we understand this? Yes or no? Do we understand this? Yes or no? All right. So now what about, they said in the month of October, right? So all the, in October 2013, October 2013, that's what they want us to do now, right? So not just 2013, we need all the sales that occur in October 2013, right? So what we can do here is we can say we need 2013. Don't forget the format for the date. We have YYYY hyphen MM hyphen DD. So we are going to pass the same format here. So if you look here, we've passed the year, right? Why still include percentage sign in the date, right? The reason is because, after the year, we have the month, we have the day, right? We not just have only the year. So what we are telling SQL is the year is 2013. About the month and the date, we don't care about it. So just give us all the sales in the year 2013. Do you understand? So now, after that, we need the year. We need October 2013, right? Just October 2013. We don't want all 2013 like the one we got here, right? We need only the one in October 2013. So we've passed the year here, 2013, right? And now, hyphen. After the year, don't forget, we have the hyphen, right? So after the hyphen now, we have the month. So which month is October? That is 10th month. So I'm going to pass in 10 here. So if you remember, if you notice, there's still day at the back here, right? So now, because there is day at the back there, we don't care about it. So what it's going to do here is we are looking for 2013 October, right? So we don't care about the date. So if we run this, and this will give me October 2013, right? This gives me October 2013. So if you are now looking for a specific date, you can now say hyphen, let's say I'm looking for 31st now, then run. Now, if you notice, it does not actually return any result for me. So what we want to do is, because we still have year, hour, minute, and seconds at the back. So what we have to do is just to put percentage sign there, then run. So because we have hour, minute, and seconds, which was not included in what we are passing here. So that's why we include the percentage sign, because we don't need the hour, minutes, and seconds. So what we are basically telling SQL is that we have something at the back of this. So that's why we are putting the percentage sign. Emeka's iPhone is raising hand. Please unmute. You can unmute, please.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that what, like as it is now, I cannot practice this particular date. Reason being that my date is still on as test, is still seen as test, and
Yes,
also it came as
understand.
yeah, instead of dash, it is now forward slash,
Don't
forward slash.
worry. Don't worry. We are going to convert it next week.
And that
The
means I can't practice this one now
Yeah,
because every
that
time you finish, I can practice.
because before we are I'm following this, we still have data cleaning. Date is still part of our data cleaning. Do you understand? So I don't just want to jump. Let's take it easy. We are going to get there.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. All right. Please unmute.
Okay, thank you. Just a suggestion to Emeka's iPhone. For me, I missed some of the classes, but what I started doing is as you are going on, I am typing on my workbench all the all the queries that you are executing, so that when I have time to go through over the classes I've missed, I can easily pick them. So, Emeka iPhone, if you can use the same option, I think that should help you so you do not lose out from anything. I don't know if my suggestion makes sense.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you can just write the code down and run it later. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So that is for the dates. Now, there's still one more thing that I want to do before we move to the next thing. So what about if they want us to select all all sales in October? So we don't care about the year now. What they want us to do is select the all sales in the month of October from 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, right? So we need all the sales, right, in the month of October. So to do that, now we know that we don't need the year, right? We don't need the year. So because we don't need the year, we can do something like we'll put 4 underscore here because we have 4y here. So we are going to put 4 underscore 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that represents the year. So which is basically saying, okay, there will be 4 items in front of it, right? Then hyphen. Now, which month do we need? We need 10. So in a situation whereby you have you don't want to select the day also, you can put double underscore here, which represent the day, or you can end it with percentage. Because what here now we are now telling SQL that okay, we don't need the year anymore, right? We don't need the year. All we just need is October, right? So that's why we put a percentage sign underscore here, 4 underscore, which represents the year. Then after the underscore, we have the hyphen, right? Then after the hyphen, we have the month that we need. Then we put a percentage sign here so that it's going to know that okay, oh, we are not, there's still something at the back. So we run this, and this gives me all the October sales from 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014. Then it gave me that. Do we understand this now? Do we understand this? All right. All right. The next one we want to do now is we are going to do group by. So you can play around with like also with many things there. Group by, we are going to deal with order by, order by. We are going to do limits. We are going to do we are going to do limit. We are going to do having. We are going to do having. Can we use the hyphen in the initial dates like we just did? Which hyphen? I don't understand. Can we use the hyphen in the initial date? Is it hyphen or underscore? I don't understand. If you want to use it for these dates, can you use percentage? No, 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 no. You use underscore. You use underscore. We are going to do if, we are going to do case. All right, these are the things we are going to cover tonight after these in and like statement. So we are going to cover all this one. So once we are done with this, we'll go into data cleaning properly next week. So we are going to finish all data cleaning next week. Then on Thursday, on Saturday, we are going to round off with join, union, and CTE. That's what we are going to round up with. Like what of like 2000? No, 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 no. It doesn't work like that. But you can test it, but it doesn't work like that. All right, let's move forward. Let's move forward. Let's say, let me select all from our retail table, retail. Now, they said they want to see the total profits by each gender, right? Or let's say by each product. The total profits. So what they ask us to do now is get the total profits generated by each product. So by each product. That's what they ask us to do now. Get the total profit generated by each product. That's when we are going to use group by. So we've done like, we are going to do order by later. Where is the group by? Oh, there's no group by here. Okay. All right, so let's just continue. Since it's not in the slide, let me just continue with it. All right, group by is what we use to group certain thing, like an aggregation. So if you are dealing with an aggregation, we use group by to group it, to group items together. Like now, I want total profit generated by each product. So which means for product one, what is the total profit? Product two, what is the total profit? Product three, what is the total profit? Right? So we are going to sum up the profit and group it by the product ID. So let's do that. So we are going to say select, we need the product ID, comma, then the sum of what? The sum of profit. Sum up profit for me. So let's give it a name as total profit. Total profit, right? From our table name. What is our table name? Retail. So if I should run this code like this is going to give me an error. So what we want to do now is we want to do group it by what? Group by. So we want to group it by the product ID. That's what we want to do. So group by the product ID. So that's that. So if we group it by the product ID, then run. This gives me the product and their total profit. The product and their total profit. Do you understand? The product and their total profit. Now, if you look, it is not well arranged, right? So it's just like that there. So we want to order it by what? The total profits that we have here, right? So we can now say, okay, order it by, order by total profits, backtick, total profits, backtick. So order by total profits, right? Now, by default, it's going to order it in ascending order. Do you understand? It's going to order it in ascending order. That is by default. But if I need it in descending order, I can just come here in front of it, in front of it and say, okay, in descending order, DESC. So it's going to order it in descending order for me. Now, if you look at this, it's going to order it for me in descending order. It's going to order it in descending order. So it's going to put it in descending order for me. Do we get this? Do we understand this? Yes or no? Do we understand this? Do we understand? Yes or no? All right, that's good. Let's move forward to the next thing. Let's say they now ask us to get, let's say, get the top, let's say top 7 countries by the quantity. Top 7 country by the quantity, right? So we need the country and we need the quantity. So select all from, select country, right, comma, then the sum of quantity, right? Sum up quantity, let's say as what? Let's call it total quantity from our retail, right? Group by what? What am I grouping by? Group by what? What am I grouping by? What am I grouping by now? Let's talk now. What am I grouping by? Country. Thank you. Group by country, right? Then, if you have to do it like this, now, if you look at this, this gives me all the country, right? And their total quantity. And it's not even arranged, right? It's not well arranged. So what we need is top 7. So I'm going to order it in descending order. So order by what? Total quantity, right? Order by total quantity in descending order. So if you have to run this, it has ordered it for me. But if you look at it, it's still giving me all the countries and their total quantity, right? It's still giving me all the country and their total quantity, which is not what we want, because here they want us to get the top what? Top 7. That's what they want us to get. So here now, we now have last thing that we are going to add to it. We now say limit 7. Limit 7, right? So we are going to limit it to what? 7. Limit 7. Then we run. Now, this gives me only 7, right? Let's say I want it to be smaller. Let's say 5, so that we can see all at once. Limit it to 5, then run. You can see. So, the first country with the highest quantity is USA, followed by Brazil, followed by Japan, followed by China, and followed by Germany. Do we understand? Do we understand? Yes or no? Do we understand? Sure, right? That is great. You can see SQL is very simple. All right, so let's move forward to the next thing. Now we have having, right? Yeah, Emeka's iPhone is raising hand. Please unmute. You go ahead now.
Okay. Good evening again.
Yes, welcome.
Is there any time that at the end of this exercise will now plot graph or will
No,
now use it?
we don't plot charts in SQL.
Okay, there is no chart in SQL.
Hmm.
Okay,
No, there is chat in SQL. That is if you are, it depends on the editor that you are using. So, like in Workbench now, we don't use, there's no charts here in Workbench. So if we are using Pop SQL, Pop SQL enables us to plot charts. But with Workbench, we don't plot charts.
okay,
Do you understand?
yes, okay. So
Um,
is it at this at the same point this workbench? Okay, is it a different installation or is this on the same workbench we can get pop SQL?
what do you say?
Is it at the same workbench we'll get pop SQL or
Well,
is
you
it so?
actually don't need you don't need where's the name? You don't need to plot chart in SQL. You can connect it directly to your database to either Power BI or Excel and plot the charts there.
Okay, are we going to be taught to that level?
Yes, we are going to talk about how to connect SQL to Power BI
Okay,
and also Excel.
okay, that solves the problem.
All
Thanks.
right. You're
Yeah.
welcome. Sorry, I did not know that I was muted. Sorry for that. I mistakenly muted myself. All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? All right. Now, I was saying the having clause and the where clause, right? Now, here, if they ask us to select the total revenue for each city, this is supposed to be city, right? For each city, right? For each city. So if you have to run it like this gives me the total revenue for each city. Now, let's say they now ask us that, okay, we want all the revenue data above 500. Above 500. Now, where and having, they are doing the same thing, right? Where clause with having, they are doing the same thing. But now, having where clause is used for a data set for a column that exists in your data set. Do you understand? For a column that exists in your data set, you can only use where clause whereby in a situation whereby the column exists in the data set. Do you understand? And also, where clause must come before the group by. So if you try to use where clause after the group by, if you say where here now, after the group by, it's going to tell you that where is not valid at this position, right? So it's not valid at this position. You can't use where after you use group by. It has to be before the group by. So for instance, now, if I want all the male, so I can now say where gender is equals to male, right? Where gender is equals to male. It's going to run it like this for me. But now I can't put this where gender is equals to male after group by. So note, whenever you are using the group by function, where must come before it. Now, if you want to filter a temporary data set, this is a temporary result. It's not like this total revenue now. It's not part of our existing column in the retail table. We know that, right? It's not part of our existing column in the retail table. Is that correct? This total revenue, you know that is not part of our total of the column that exists in our retail data set. Yes or no? Let's talk. Yes, that's good. So now, whenever you want to filter something like that, right? Like a temporary result, right? You can't use the where clause to filter it. So you can't just come down now. What they ask us to do now is where the total revenue is greater than 500. So you can't just come down here and say where total revenue is is greater than 500. No, you can't use this. You can't use this. What we are going to use is having 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 total revenue greater than or equals to 500, that is from 500 and above. Having total revenue greater than or equals to 500. With this now, I can run this and this gives me all the ones that their total revenue is above 500. Now note, this is just for male. So let me remove this where clause, or let me leave it and copy this code, then put it in another place for you. So let me remove this male now. This is for all the city whereby their total revenue is above 500. Now, you can now go ahead and say, okay, I want to order by what? Total revenue, order by total revenue in descending order. Um, order by total revenue in descending order, and this will generate that result for you. Those that are above 500. So where clause must come before the group by, and it does not work on a temporary data set. That is, thank you, on a derived result. On a derived result. It can only work on an existing column. That is a column that already exists in your table, right? Now, whenever you want to filter something like a derived result, like a temporary data set that you generate, we use what? The having clause. Now, we can even say, I forgot to tell you something. Between, I forgot to tell you between. So between is also used, you can use between with where also. It's still the same thing. So I can say, okay, where total revenue is between. So if they say total revenue between I'm coming. Let's say, let's just get all the cities that their total revenue is between, let's say, 250 and 700, right? So you can now say having total revenue between what? Between 250 and 700, right? So now, what this will do for me is going to filter the total revenue and give me all the one that falls between 250 and 700. So anything above 700 is not going to show us. Anything below 250 is not going to show us. And now, you can now do your order by what? Order by total rev. Order by total revenue. Order by total revenue. Then run. Do we understand this? Do we understand this? Yes or no? Do we understand? We are perfectly. All right, that's good. So we've been able to cover group by, order by, limit, having. Now let's go to case and if. So that's supposed to come after the data cleaning, right? Case is supposed to come after the data cleaning. If it's not even part of this, case is supposed to come after the data cleaning, but we are going to do it now, right? So let's do if. You can do if, you can do nested if, it's your choice. The same way we use SQL, with the same way we use the if in Excel, it's still the same way we use the nested if. All right. So let's use if. Case and if, they are the same thing, but let's select all now. Now, let's say we want to do something like this. We want to see the customer's name, their gender, and also we want to group this their quantity. So for instance, we want quantity above, let's see, what was our maximum quantity? Okay, 30, right? Quantity above 20, we will give them so let's just play around with it, sure, using the if statement. So let's group it. So if statement, oh, there's water on my laptop. So please give me a minute. Coming. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to clean. There's a water that poured on my mouse part now, so I'm just trying to clean it. All right, let's go ahead. So let's say the if statement now, before we go to the case statement, the if statement, right? Now, they ask us to group this quantity into three categories. So let's say the anything above 20, they are, let's say we want to call it wholesales, right? Anything from 10 to 19, we want to call it let's just say medium, right? Then anything less than 10, we want to call it units, right? So let's do that. And I want to see the customer, their gender, and their city. So let's say select customer name, comma, the gender. I need to get used to using uppercase. The gender, the city, and also we are now going to say if what? So if the quantity is greater than or equals to, right, 20. If the value is true, what should happen? So we want to call it wholesale, wholesale, wholesales. What should happen if the value is false? Now, we want to say if again, the same way we use our nested if. If you want the result to just, if we want it to just show else, it should show something like retail, right? So let's give it a title. Let's say let's call it status. As status. Let me break down this code a bit. As status from our retail, right? You can actually write it on the line, but I don't want it to get too long. So I'll close this code and run. Now, if you look at this, you can see we have our status here, right? And we have wholesales, retail, wholesales, right? And that's because that's the name we gave to it right here. Do we understand? Do we understand? Yes or no? Okay, let's do the nested if then. I should come again. Now, you can see I selected the column that I want. I want the customer's name. I want the gender. I want the city. Now, I want to create a temporary column, which is status, right? Which is status. So now, the status will check the quantity and return whether it's wholesale or retail, right? Whether it's wholesale or retail. So I can now say, okay, if the quantity is greater than or equal to 20, that is, if the quantity is above 20, write wholesale, else write retail. If you open our Excel, it's still the same if you have in Excel. It's still the same way you have if in Excel, right? Let me try to use Excel for you. Let me zoom this in. All right. So if I say equals to if, now you can see logical test. That's the very first thing. So what are you testing? If the value is true, if value is false. The same thing here, if our logical test. If the condition is true, that is, if it meets this condition, that is, if the quantity is above or is equals to 20, then it's going to write O sales for them. Else, if it does not meet, that is for those that purchase less than 20, for those that purchase less than 20, is going to give them retail. Do we understand this? Do you understand? Do we understand this? Yes or no? You do now. All right. Anything, do you understand? So now we now use our as here as what? So if I did not put this as here, now look at the result. If I just remove the as now, if I did not put it, look at it. This is going to write the whole thing for me here. So instead of me to have it right here, instead of me to have the whole formula right here, so what I want to do is just put this as here. So as what? Then we run. So that is that. Do we understand this now? All right. So now let's do nested if. Nested if, right? Then we'll now do case. So you can actually use this for a new for an existing column. So if you create a column, right, inside of this, all you just have to do is update it, right? Update. So I'm going to do one for you now. Let's just create a column for nested if. Let's say alter our table name, alter table. Table name is retail, right? Table name is retail. Add column. The column is going to be, let's just call it nested. Nested, right? Let's say nested. Let's say nested underscore if. Nested if, right? Nested if. Nested is a keyword because you notice the moment I wrote only nested, it shows like this. So which means it's a keyword and I don't want to use it. So nested if, data type is virtual of, let's say 40, then close the code, run. So that has added the nested if column for me. So what we want to do next is, let's now, before I update that particular column, because if you select all now, if you have to select all from sales, from retail rather, if you have to select all from retail, then run. You notice that we have a column here that is nested if. Let's add one more column for the case statement, right? Let's add one more column. Now let's call that column something like let's call it what can we call it? Let's call it let's just call it gifts or something. Let's call it gifts, right? Voucher. So here we should have two columns here, and we have one nested if, we have one gift. Hope you are not lost. Hope you are not lost, yes or no? Not yet, all right. So let's do nested if. Let's say select, before I update that table, select, so I want to use the same thing. Now, I want to use the same thing. All right. If the quantity is above 20, right, write wholesale for them, right? So now from 10 to 19, instead of writing else, just write retail. So if again, the same way we always write our if, nested if again, let me break it down here. Let's Let's break this down so that it doesn't get too long. So if again, quantity is greater than or equals to 10, then we want to write medium sales, medium, right? So now, if this is not else, for this one, else, if the value is false, then write low, low sales. Let's write medium sales here as status, right? So now let's run it. You can see here now, we now have wholesale, we have medium sales, we have low sales, and the likes. Can you see it? You can see. You can have as many if as possible right here. You can have as many if as possible right here. Do we understand? Do we understand? Okay, Daniel Kofi is raising and please unmute.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, boss.
Yeah, my question is that when taking back to Excel, when you're doing the if function, you have something we call the is.
What do you
I don't
say?
know what I say that taking you back to Excel, we have the if function and the netted is, but normally we use the is, that the IFX. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know whether
use
it's
ifs.
also
I know ifs.
yes. So does it applies here, or we're going to use the
No, you
nested
don't
is?
have ifs here. There's nothing like ifs. You use nested if or you use case.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Do we understand? All right. So let's move forward. Now let me update that nested if now. So how do we now update? Updating the nested if column. Updating the nested if column. All right. For us to do that, we are just going to say update. The same way we update our table retail, set nested if, that is the column that I created, nested if to be equals to, all you just have to do is write the if statement there. Just write the if statement here, right? And this will update that particular column. It's going to update that column. So let's close this code and run. All right, so you can see 201 column affected. So let's select all and see. If we look at our nested if now, you can see it has been updated, right? Our nested if has been updated. All right. So let's do the last thing before we call it a day, which is case. Case is also the same thing as if, right? But the difference here is we are not using case, we are not using if, we are now using case, right? So let me just copy this. Select, let's do the same thing, but now let's award a gift to them. So city, select customer name, gender, and city. Then we can now say case. So I love to write it on a new line. So you can now say case, right? Case. Are we on the same page? Yes or no? Are we on the same page? Are we on the same page? Yes or no? All right. Case. What should happen? When when um when quantity when quantity is greater than or equals to 20, right? When quantity is greater than or equals to 20, what should happen? We will now say then what? Then the result will be, let's say the gift will be, let's break this down a bit. Why is it showing like this? Case. Sorry. No, let's go ahead. Then what should happen? It's actually not supposed to show like this. It's supposed to give me line. But let's go ahead. Then what should happen? It should give us, let's say we want to give them a phone, right? That's for one. Let's do comma. When quantity is greater than or equals to what? Or equals to 10, right? Then we want to comma after quantity. No, don't worry. We use then. Then we want to give them a bag, then comma. Sorry. Yes, sorry. Then the last thing, let's say else give us the last set of people, give them a pen, right? So we can now come down here and say end case as what should we give them? Let's call it gifts. That is, it should end the case as gifts. End as gifts, right? End the case as gift. That is, the first one is going to check the quantity. If the quantity is above 20, then it's going to give them phone. If the quantity is above 10, it's going to give them bag. Then other people that their quantity is less than 10 is going to give them pen. So end the case as what? Gift. So remember, we've not selected the column, that we've not selected the table that we want to use. We now say from our table name, retail, right? Then run. All right, so now you can see this as, now you can also use nested if for this, and you can also use case. That's why I said case and nested if, they are the same thing. Do you understand? Case and nested if, they are the same thing. Do we understand this now? That is, it's going to select the customer's name, the gender, the city, then now pass in case. Case, when quantity is above 20, greater than or equals to 20, then assign phone to them. When quantity is greater than or equals to 10, then assign bag, else. So you can write as many when as possible, right? You can have as many when condition as possible, but note, you can only have one else, then you have to end your case here. Now, because we are not updating, that's why we are giving it a name. That's why we are giving it a column name. This can be any name. So you can say end this as best, something, whatever you like. This is a temporary column. It's not part of an existing column that we created. So we are just selecting it and we are seeing it how it looks. So you are ending it as what? You are giving it a name. Do we understand this? Do we understand this? Yes or no? All right, let me update before I take question. when you use backtick but no space, where did I use backtick? I did not use backtick. I use quotes here. This is not backtick. Oh. This is not backtick, it's quotes. I use quotes here. This is not backtick. Because the reason why I use quotes is because it's a text. It's a text. Do you understand? All right, so let me update. So we can now say update. What is that table? What is that name that we use? What is the column name that we use? The column name is gift, right? So update retail, right? Set gifts to be equals to, then just pass your case. Now, you remember that this is an existing column that you want to now put data inside it, right? So you don't need to give it a name again, right? You don't need to name it because the select statement is going to create a temporary table. That's why we give it a name here. Just like the same way we give our nested if a name here, right? So it's still the same thing. So, but because we are updating it now, we don't need to use the as statement. We are going to take it from here and stop here. Case, then we stop right here. Do we understand? So if we are to close this code and run, and now this should take effect on all our, you can see here that's taking effect. Do we understand? So this is a sign for us to end the class here, right? Do we understand this? Yes or no? All right. Any question? Any question? So today we've covered the in statement, we've covered the like statement, we also covered between. We did between today also, right? We did between. We did between. We did between, right? Then we covered the group by, the order by, limit, having, if, and case. Those are all that we covered today. So in our next class, we are going to focus more on data cleaning. We are going to focus more on data cleaning and dates. We are going to focus more on data cleaning and dates. Do we have any question for today? Any question for today? Okay. Please unmute.
Hello, good evening.
What do you say?
Good evening.
Hello. Good
Hello?
evening. Yeah, good evening.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm trying to ask is because instead of the temporary column and updating, why not going direct?
Yeah, you can do it direct. I'm just using it to explain.
Eh,
You don't need
okay,
to select, you don't need to run the select statement first. But I'm just using it to explain. So
okay,
you can do it direct
okay,
without the temporary, without the select statement. The same thing with if, but I'm just using
okay,
it to explain.
okay. All right, thank you so much.
You are welcome. All right, please unmute. Unmute. Hello. Your
Good
network. Yeah, good evening.
evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. Yeah. Are we going to have something like data visualization under SQL?
I've answered you.
Are we going to have something like
I've
that?
answered you. Puppet, we don't plot charts in Puppet skill in Workbench. So basically what we are focusing on is
Okay,
database
maybe it's not
management.
me that you answered it, but I didn't get it.
Okay,
Uh,
we are not doing data visualization.
okay.
All right. So I think that's that for tonight. Okay. Please unmute.
Sorry to drag you back, but the last point that you just made, the update with a self gift. Did
What
you
do you
create
say? What
it?
do you say?
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Please, what I'm saying is that the last statement that you just made about the gift, I want to find out that did you created the column, did you alter the column before doing the update, or you just wrote the update with a set gift and then import and then you
It's
got the
necessary. It's necessary for you to create the column. So if you look at this, I've already created the two column here.
Oh, okay. So because I was curious, I was finding out the reason why it's weird, but I didn't see you creating the column.
I've
Sorry
created
about
the
that.
column already.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hmm. All right. All right. So that's that for tonight. We're gonna meet again next week, Friday. Let's try to practice with this very well. By next week, Saturday, we are going to take our final project on SQL by the special grace of God. So thank you all very much for joining tonight's class. Let's try to practice everything that we did tonight. So by next week, we are going to continue from here. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day. Then have a wonderful night rest. Good. Okay, someone is saying something. All right. Good night. Thank you. You're welcome, ma. Good night, everyone. We'll meet again on Friday.